Hello and welcome to STAR's Educational Shorts, where we will discuss important topics regarding diversity, equity, inclusion, and justice. At STAR, we believe that only through open-minded dialogue and education can we initiate a real change. My name is Amy and I will be talking about colorism. Colorism is prejudice or discrimination against individuals with a dark skin tone, typically among people of the same ethnic or racial group. In the 1940s, psychologists Kenneth and Mamie Clark designed and conducted a series of experiments known as doll tests to study the psychological effects of segregation on African American children. Dr. Clark used 4 dolls, identical except for color, to test children's racial perceptions. Their subjects, children between the ages of 3 to 7, were asked to identify both the race of the dolls and which color doll they prefer. A majority of the children preferred the white doll and assigned positive characteristics to it. The Clarks concluded that prejudice, discrimination, and segregation created a feeling of inferiority among African American children and damage to their self-esteem. A more modern example of research on colorism comes from Eddie Fergus, an assistant professor of education at New York University, who conducted a study on Latino high school males. Fergus found that Mexican and Puerto Rican males with white-looking skin are perceived as white and sometimes treated more favorably, while boys of the same ethnicity who had darker complexions are perceived as black and often experience discrimination. Not only did the boys in the study navigate the world as Mexican and Puerto Rican, but each navigated different racial expectations based on external reactions to their experiences. By being close or even related, people of the same ethnicity face different expectations, different realities, and potentially different educational and economic outcomes, solely based on their skin color. The association of dark skin with criminality has become one of the most deep-seated stereotypes in American society, many social scientists say. Multiple studies have shown that dark-skinned people are perceived to be more suspicious, more likely to misbehave, and more likely to commit crimes. The solution to solving our color problem as a country begins with conversations in our own homes and among our friends. From day one, parents of every color should begin to celebrate color differences in the human spectrum instead of praising one over the other, or even worse, pretending we're all the same.
When you're looking at colorism, it tends to be formed out of this hatred, or not even hatred, but maybe apathy between one person and another kind of people. And so I guess the best way we could address that is by creating unity, or creating something that forms bonds between people who don't traditionally share the same backgrounds.
We need to change our mindsets, especially in the newer generation, where we understand that these things that people say that are very, very biased, very not open-minded, should be changed.
I think people could see colorism in movies, TV shows, or like influencers. Like there's mostly white influencers and not a lot of like influencers of color who are being like portrayed in the media more.
When considering this and considering all of the media that goes out, and realizing that there's so much done to suppress those who may look different in their own ways, I think it's really disheartening.
I see it quite frequently in the Black community with like team light skin versus team dark skin, and how light skinned people are more prevalent in the media, especially with actresses, models, musicians, whereas dark-skinned performers aren't as popular or famous or portrayed in the media as they are. They see people that they look up to having lighter skin, so if they don't look like that, they can feel less than. Everybody really wants to just feel seen, so seeing yourself on the media is the best way to feel that you are normal and that you are not unwanted. It helps you feel like, oh my gosh, wow, someone like me can do something like this, that's so cool. And it's really just, it makes you feel so much better about yourself and your skin color.
We really need to highlight those who are proud of where they come from, of who they are, of how they look, and show that it is okay to, be your own person, live in your own skin, that we don't need to change because of societal standards. And we need to break down those societal standards in order to really, create that welcoming environment.
When we stand together against racism, we stay together. Thanks for listening.